Hi everybody, this is Ed King with High Street Collective, and this is what we call 10 slide stories. I'll jump right in. This is the $100,000 finger point. So I'm a poker player, casual, and I think it's a gentleman's game. I think it's a ladies' game. And of course, this is how I think I look when I play poker. This is actually how I look when I play poker. But there was something in 2003. Chris Moneymaker, who was kind of a Joe Six-Pack, amateur poker player, not a professional at all, entered a satellite tournament for probably 47 bucks. It was just a nominal amount. Got a seat into the World Series of Poker main event in Vegas, and he won the whole thing. Won millions of dollars, and from then on, that's called the Moneymaker effect. I know it's quite a name. Poker player that has a name Moneymaker, but it's true. And lots of amateurs like myself wanted to play. So what did I do? Of course, I told my wife, hey, I'm going to Vegas. I had never played poker in a casino before. So I went to Vegas, and I had been in casinos, obviously, but never played poker, so I wasn't sure of the protocol, how it works, who do I talk to, where do I go, that type of thing. So one of the first poker rooms that I walked into was the Mirage. So the Mirage is obviously on the Strip, and there was the poker room, so I made a beeline right for the poker room, and that's when it happened. Went up to the desk and said, hey, I would like to play poker. What do I do? Where do I go? And this fella had kind of a bad day and took it out on me and was very vehement on what I should do, where I should go, where I shouldn't go. And there was the finger point, the infamous finger point. So needless to say, it wasn't a great experience. I walked away. I did not get on a waiting list. I didn't do any of the things. And I just went to other casinos to try them out. So let's just kind of dive into the numbers here of what that finger point potentially could cost the Mirage. So poker, for those of you that don't know, is really the only game in a casino where you don't play against the house. You're playing against other players. And when you do that, they have to make money somehow, obviously. So what they do is they have a rake, something called a rake, where they take a percentage of the pot anytime a pot is won in the game. It's about 10%. Sometimes it's up 5, 6, 7 bucks. So in the course of an hour, I think each player would probably contribute 15, 20 bucks into the rake. So let's say it's $20 an hour. Times an average session is 8 hours. I know it seems like a long time, but it's true. An average poker session could be about 8 hours. Say times 10 days a year. Say, I take about 2 trips a year to Vegas, and I play maybe 5 days for each of those trips, and that's 10 days. So that adds up to about $1,600 per year. And a man or a woman can't live by poker alone. You have to drink a little, you have to eat a little. So let's add another $400 a year to that conservatively. So we're talking about $2,000 in income for the Mirage that they missed out on that, say 2003 in that year. From 2003 forward, I think I have about 50 years of playing in me. So what does that mean? Where does that go? 50 years times $2,000 is $100,000. There's the $100,000 finger point. That finger point, that angry interaction, could cost them $100,000 of my money over my lifetime. However, that's not where it ends. How many people have I told about that experience where potential poker players would not go to the Mirage? I haven't even talked about where I would stay, what hotel I would stay at. So if, the Mirage, it's a nice looking room, I might have loved it there. And then every time I would go back, I'd stay there. How many nights per year, and how many years of income from the hotel rate would they get, and are they missing out on? So what I did was I said, I left there and I went to a couple other poker rooms, and one of the ones that I landed at was the Venetian, and I love it there, and that's where I play. So that's who's getting my money. But really, when it comes down to it, I mean, first impressions mean so much, and the value of a first impression is huge. In this instance, it was $100,000 or more, and let's assume that guy had another bad day and did that to 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 other people who were just kind of embarking on their poker career and had equal poor experiences. You know, this is the stat that hits at home. 89% walked away following a poor customer experience and began doing business with a competitor. That's how it goes. Cannot be underestimated the value of a first impression and the value of hiring right and training right and digging in and understanding just some basics when it comes to when somebody approaches to stop what you're doing, look them in the eye. You know, there are stats that say within 9 feet, people are starting to make a determination on who you are and whether they like you. So when somebody comes up, no matter what your mood, you've got to be able to embrace that this may be their first time there, that this could be the first of many, many, many interactions in the future. And how do I behave, and how do I really embrace the servitude aspect in retail, which is clearly missing these days in so many ways. Again, Ed King from HighStreet, and looking forward to chatting.